Hello, Wisconsin Greg. Have you got snow up there yet? We've had a few flurries, nothing that's stuck to the ground. Hello, Brian. Good evening to both of you. Thought I'd better jump on here and let you know that I'm still alive. About 2 to 3 inches. That's about enough. Have that on the 24th of December would be fine. And then be gone by the 26th. That would suit me fine here. And then no more. Well, it says we got 4 viewers. So there's 2 more. Come on in. Get your feet wet. The water is fine. Oh, yeah. It'd be great for the deer hunters. Absolutely. Hello, Gene Chambers. I'll bet Gene has seen a little bit of snow here lately. Gene, I'll bet you're getting the dolls ready for Christmas. 2 days just in your yard. Oh my. Oh, you shipped some dolls today. Well, great. Did you make a video of them? Let me check it out. I understand, Gene. Man, the postage, it seems like it's just higher than a cat's back. Shipped. Cool. All right, that's interesting. I am going to bookmark that and check it out later when I can sit here and study it. Your last video was like a minute 6. 140 bucks. Wow. And that comes out of your pocket. Well, that's pretty nice of you, Gene, for doing that. Yeah, that's the way I understood it, that you repair them. Wow. You and the girlfriend. Awesome. I've seen the video of you refinishing the school desk. That was pretty unique. Years and years ago, I refinished a church pew that had been painted, I don't know how many coats, but I put paint remover on it, and it'll only get the first coat. You have to let it set and scrape that off and then reapply till you can get down to the wood. I can't remember if I varnished it or just left it plain. The trains and the bolts. All right. Great. So you give the trains to the boys, the dolls to the girls. Boy, I'm sure glad that they also the trucks and the cars. All right. I'm sure glad they got done with the election. Oh my heavens. Now, if I could get rid of the telemarketers calling. Oh my. Always somebody wanting to work on my computer. They've been receiving errors. I had one call me today receiving errors from my Yahoo account. I told him he needed to go feed his camel. County morgue. Okay. Well, that'd be okay if I knew exactly for sure that's who it was. County morgue. Do they hang up? Oh, that's a good one. I I bought me these whistles, but that didn't work. When I'd get a telemarketer, I'd blow real loud, and it didn't work. They'd talk right over it. And they're always wanting to lower my interest rate on my credit card. Well, I've only got one, and I don't worry about the interest rate because I always pay it off. You know, I use it as much as I can, sensibly, but because I get money back, and then when it comes due, I pay it off. They try to sell you a new car. I haven't had that one. They want to work on my computer, or they want to, I just said it, they want to lower my interest rate, or they want me to donate money. That's unreal. While that election was on, I had people calling, wanting me to vote for this guy or that guy. You wanted a new truck. Well, that's positive thinking. It kind of scares me what the new vehicles are going for now. Okay, Gene, thank you so much for coming by. One more coffee and then go to bed. Well, I pulled that trick before. Can you sleep after you drink coffee? I've been taking two spoonful of honey right before I go to bed. You drink coffee and sleep like a baby. Okay. Who else is out there? Want to talk about something? Let's see. It's 7 o'clock for Grizz. Let me give this a shot here. Hmm. It's not wanting to open up. Yeah, let me try it again. Hello, Rosanna. How are you this evening, Rosanna? Well, there's Ann Fulton. Hello, Ann. Hello, Great Grizz. Can't seem to get my friends list thing open. Well, Ann, how's Roy getting along now? Oh, you did? Wow. Will it buy a cup of coffee a piece? Well, I hope he gets feeling better before he has to go back to work. Oh, Grizz, I can't get the friends thing to open up. It'll buy a little bit more. Okay, cool. Grizz, I don't know what's going on. It won't open up. It won't even let me put the link in there for you. Is that good or bad, Ann? Maybe he needs Grizz's mountain water. I can't even show I'm here. Okay. Well, you're here. I can't open it up. It won't open up. It's just sitting there spinning. Tony and Big Tony family. Hello. All right. 682. Now you got 683. Hey, thanks for coming by, Tony. All right. I'm going to have to try to do that. All right, Grizz, let me see if I can find your email here. I'll send it that way because that thing ain't opening up for me. And is this even going to work? There we go. Okay. Grizz, I sent you an email. Okay, Ian. Thank you, Ian. John. I'm having trouble with the friends list. Let's see if I've got your email. Give me a second. It's a whole lot better via talking to somebody. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, it was an accident. All right. Okay. Grizz, are you getting her? All right. Let's see if that happened. Okay. Grizz and John, check your emails. I don't know why the friends list thing's not opening up. There's Grizz.
Hey, how's it going there, Kim?
Doing great.
Just a second. I'm trying to slide around here, make it work.
Take your time.
And next of all, I gotta go grab me a little bit of mountain water.
All right. Well, bring me a shot.
Okay, we'll do. Just a second. I'll be right back.
Nope, it sure don't want to open up. Rosanna, how are you? I was trying to get a link for Grizz and John to come up. I did send an email.
There's some pie I got out if you want
Ooh, the dirty sock sunk.
it. What?
There's John.
Sunk.
You can't hide. I see you.
What are you talking about?
I said the dirty socks got sunk.
How's that?
That means the wine's almost done.
You own the place yet?
Remind me of that pie.
The what?
I got out?
The pumpkin pie?
Yeah, I got it out.
Yeah, I had a little. I had 2 slices of pumpkin pie and ice cream a little bit ago.
Oh, because I just got it out.
2 pieces?
Yeah, I had 2. Well, 1.5 pieces.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, I don't overindulge in the pie. Well, the pie's fine on me. It's that ice cream, the dairy products and the sugar really starts to give me sore throat, so I have to limit myself on the ice cream. But the pies, I never had no problem with.
Huh. I had a little bit of that coconut cake from Thanksgiving today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's rich.
Acorn score.
Hey, will you hand me that gallon jug behind the stove, Deanne, or can you get it easy enough? If it's too difficult, I don't want you doing it. Don't take a chance of getting burned or nothing. I gotta show Kim this. Oh, that's not a Christmas tree.
18 inches.
That's a feather duster.
That's big enough for me.
18 inch Dollar Tree. Where I work.
It worked for me.
Not myself.
Ooh,
It looks like the
Yeah.
Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
you are. Where did you burn
Right on
yourself?
the back of my arm.
With that or?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let me see it.
Just right here.
Let me see it though. I want to see if it's got red. If you need to put ice or water.
Go put alcohol on it real quick.
Right here.
I don't see it red.
It hurt.
Okay.
Hurts.
Check this out, Kim.
All right.
Can you see the sock in the bottom of it?
A sock.
Yeah, a dirty sock.
No, it's not dirty.
Yeah, it's a dirty sock.
No, it's
Yes, it is.
Tea?
Huh?
Is it tea?
No, that's elderberry wine.
Ah,
They got to use a dirty sock to activate the yeast.
No, not a dirty.
Yeah, I mean those old timers over in Italy, they never washed their feet. Why was that? You know, you got to have them enzymes from your feet, you know, to activate that yeast and get it to go and the bacteria to working.
It's fine.
oh
Yeah, Papa never told you that secret, did he?
no.
Not going back there again. That hurt.
Okay, I'll put it back there in a
It
bit.
was the weight.
So what did you do today, Kim?
Well, I slept a little bit of it. We didn't get up until 9 o'clock.
Man, you really slept in.
Yep.
Shoot, I was up 3 hours before you.
No, they're out.
Yep.
I know. That's why I'm saying I was up 3 hours before them. And at that time, it was 3 o'clock. Yeah, oh, wait a sec. Maybe it's 2 hours different. Are you 2 hours or 3 hours different from me, Kim?
2 hours.
3 hours.
Pardon?
And I'm 3 hours.
You're 3 hours. You're clear on the East Coast?
Yeah, it's 9:25 here.
And it's 10:24.
John.
Yeah. Yeah, 7:25 here.
Now it's 10:25.
Yeah, see, John, you're kind of a young one. That's old folk. When we look at a time, I know we got the digital clock and it gives you exact time. But we grew up with the old dial watches and stuff, and we didn't read in that exact time. So we got so used to it, we just round off time.
Right. That's what I do.
Yeah. If
I got
daughter
the clock. I've got the clock on the computer, but I got this little clock that I set up here. I bought that for like a travel alarm.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty neat because it's big enough I can read it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's have the call. Do you want to answer it?
You can.
Yeah, when I grew up,
Pumpkin.
it was a quarter till, quarter after, 20 after, you know. You know, I bet a lot of the kids now can't even tell time like we can. You know, like the numbers. Because they're used to the digital on their phone.
Oh, they can read time. It's just they're dumb.
Well, I'm not saying they're dumb. I'm just saying they didn't. I bet a lot of kids didn't learn by
Nope.
looking at a regular clock.
With the Roman numerals. Yeah.
Well, you know, it got from 1 to 12, you know.
I can read
Right,
the time off of my watch.
Exactly.
I can read the time off of my watch.
I know you can.
I think the schools just need provide a class called Common Sense.
Yeah. My third grade teacher taught me how to tell time. And you know, when you're first learning it, it's kind of confusing. until you grasp a hold of it, you know. We had these little cardboard clocks that you turn the dial on, you know, and set the hour and the hour hand and the minute hand. And he'd holler out a time when you was up there by the blackboard. You had to hurry up and get that time set, you know. That's how we learned.
Popcorn bag.
Yeah, that was just in Reading.
It was only ready. I wonder what they had.
When you was a kid, Kim, did you have popcorn for time?
Popcorn for time.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what you mean.
In our area, if you wanted to know exactly what the time was, if you wanted to call, get a hold of, you know, what the real time, the atomic time was, there was a number we could call there in Redding, California. You just dial popcorn, POPCORN, and that would give you the actual time. I mean, it was 24 hours a day. That was always going. At the sound, at the tone, the time will be 5:45 and 15 seconds. Beep. At the tone, the time will be 5:45 and 20 seconds. Beep.
We didn't have that when we was a kid. Later in life, we had time and temperature. I don't even know if we have that anymore.
We didn't have temperature. We were just time. You just dial popcorn, and it'd go all day long.
No, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, that's how we all set our clocks back in the day. It might have just been in the Reading area, or maybe it was a California thing. I don't know. But we had it there in Reading. Now, when we left Reading and moved to Washington, we didn't have that up there. It used to piss off the neighbors, too, because we had party lines. Yeah, so we'd get on the phone and call popcorn, and then the neighbors would all be trying to get on the phone, use the phone or something. They're telling us to get out the dang phone. Say, hey, we're busy here.
Yeah, we had party line.
We did. We were lucky. Why didn't we get one?
You guys were rich folks.
Real easy, you know, and listen.
Every once in a while we got it. Oh.
You said you got it every once in a while, Kim?
Yeah, you could listen in on the neighbors talking.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, they love that too.
We accidentally got it every once in a while.
How's your mountain water?
I need some ice, but I lost the recipe.
Oh my. Oh.
Did you cut it with some kind of juice?
Yeah, I put apple juice in it.
All right.
Don't have no orange juice, and
Apple cider.
the apple cider is cheap, so put that in there. Don't taste good, but I get water straight very often. I mean, I can, but I don't want that kind of effect.
I had a natural ice last night. We had some little pizzas, and I thought I gotta go have me a beer.
So you got a natural ice, huh?
I had a Busch Light and a natural ice. What a beach.
Yeah.
Bush light and natural light, what's the difference?
Well, I tell you what, I got a surprise. A bush is like 2.9% alcohol, and natural light is 5.9.
Right.
I had a pleasant surprise. The night before last, JD called up, another JD, not the JD on YouTube, but the kid that I employed years ago when he was in high school, when he graduated from high school, and I had to fire him, and then he begged for his job back, and I hired him, and after that he was just good as gold. And was a great employee. Anyway, he's moved down to California several years ago, and he's got his contractor's license down there, and he's being pretty successful for himself down there. Well, he was down there, just I don't remember the name of the town. He was just outside of Paradise. You know where they had the big fire down there? And he came on over. We had a few drinks together, had a good little chat. And anyway, he told me a story down there. He barely got, he and him and his wife and his daughter barely got on out of there. That string of traffic cars where 100 people died in, he was in that.
Wow.
And he says when he felt the heat coming through the window at him, he had a big old trailer on the back of it. He just gunned it, floored it, went into oncoming traffic. And he was running cars in the ditch, he said. And he says he didn't care. He wasn't going to sit there and wait for the fire. They were, and the cars that he was running going towards, they were going towards the fire. And he said, it's good. I mean, I'm getting out of here. But anyway, I mean, there's a lot of those cars, they didn't make it on out of there. No, he didn't. He wasn't too far from Chico, but he was out of Paradise. He was only a few miles from Paradise.
Yeah.
What kind of a trailer did he have?
It was a flat trailer. It wasn't a camp trailer or nothing. It was, but yeah, he just boogied it on out of there, and he was running cars in the ditch. And he said he didn't care. He had his wife and his daughters, his two daughters with him, and his dog, and he wasn't wanting to sit there wait to die in the fire.
Everybody else.
While everybody else was stopped.
The string of them that pulled out behind
We're
him.
he's got a bunch of pictures. He's going to give them to me. You know, them getting on out of there, and I'm gonna make a video on it.
Wow. I tell you what, we just don't know. You know it?
Yeah. Yeah, his house. His was one of the few houses that wasn't burnt down there. But it wasn't burnt, but it's all black from the smoke. You know, it's just, you can't live in it. I mean, the whole inside and out, it's all black. You know, I don't know what kept it from burning.
So if he would have stayed there, he would have died in that house.
Yeah. Yeah, he would not. If they had stayed, they would not have survived.
Oh, he was dying behind him.
Well, he can gut it out and repair it.
He wants to move.
Yeah, he's not sure what he's going to do. He really doesn't want to go back there. He's thinking he's probably going to collect his insurance money and get out. I mean, he's going to stay in California. He's not moving back up here because all of his work contact is. But he wants to move more. Well, it's not him. He loves living out in the country that way. His wife wants to be closer in to the towns and stuff, being able to go shopping, you know, and get her hair done and all that different stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
The one story thing.
What's that mean, John?
Chad's dead.
Okay.
Oh, I also bought these
All right.
So I'm planning on doing a live stream December 2nd if I don't have any, if I got the work. And
Hey, Sammy.
Hello, Maniac. Okay, the second. What
I'll
goes
be
on the second?
live streaming this. I'm gonna live stream this. Probably have some people come on the stream.
Okay.
I already got it scheduled. I already got the thumbnail in.
Cool. I like that show. We've been watching this show on Netflix. It's called Shit Creek. It's kind of corny, but it's funny. Big Dog.
I'll have to check that on out.
Oh, I was watching Jeopardy on Netflix.
Hey, let me know, Kim, when that series with Sam Elliott comes back on again.
Okay.
Because I got to go over to a friend's to get that, then I download it or whatever, and then I can bring it home and watch it. But I'm not around Netflix to know when it's on. So I think that's one of my all-time favorites of today's modern TV shows.
Okay.
I think it's called The Rant.
I won't be able to see chat here for just a minute.
Okay.
Let me see if I can open it up and find out. I think it's in December.
Is it in December?
Oh, wait a minute. I'll tell you more about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out what happened after that last episode.
Well, you know, Rooster got into trouble in real life.
In real life, I heard something that he had.
And
Wait,
he won't be back then?
Well, I don't know.
what do you do? Drugs?
Uh,
I heard it was a girl thing.
It was a girl thing, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's enough said on that.
You'd have to Google it to actually find out. Okay, I finally got it opened up. Yeah, here it is.
That's too bad that they couldn't replace his character with somebody else. Because I mean, the roles that those two brothers played together were awesome together.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I want to get that sound turned off.
Yeah, don't play that.
Okay. Well, I thought. I'm not seeing it yet, Grizz.
Grammy, I think John could help you out on gaming.
Huh?
Grammy's asking if you're going to help her out on gaming.
Yeah, I told her that, and then she left my stream. Grammy, what happened there? You came to my live stream and then you left.
Well, Grizz, I don't see it. I mean, it just wants to go to the
Ajalach. Somebody
I'd
type
have
in
to
chat.
Google it, I think.
I can't even pronounce his name. Ajalach.
All right, there it is. December the 7th.
Okay, cool. That's not far away then.
Nope. 3 days after my birthday.
Oh. It's good, man.
Yeah. Another
Okay.
baby.
Hi there. I do not know how to say your name, but I've seen you in my room before. Welcome.
Ajalach. I'm gonna try these
Maniac's car got stuck in the drive.
Luckily we don't got no snow down here.
They said that it got pretty cool in Florida, though.
Yeah, it's cold as hell.
QQ.
It's cold as hell here.
Ujala QQ? Is that how it's said?
Ajalach. I don't know.
Well, let me check out their channel.
Yeah, I think it's gaming is what Google is saying.
And let's see, Google.
They've got a band. I think I've listened to some of their.
Oh, I already subbed to him.
Yeah, I'm sub to them.
It means let's hope. I think. Is that right? Does your name mean let's hope?
Ajalach QQ.
But that show that me and Pam's been watching, it's got 4 series, and they was rich and they lost everything, and they had bought a town, and they went there to live, and they're living in a motel, and it's kind of funny the predicaments they get into.
It's a Spanish channel.
So how do you do that, Grizz? How do you download it?
A friend of mine, he has Netflix, and he gave me his sign-on password. So when I go over on his internet, I can sign on to his account, download it, watch it, and once you download it, you only have like 40 hours, 48 hours to watch it, and then it'll automatically erase. It's not something you can keep. You know, you only have it, you know, or I think, no, you can keep it on there as long as you watch it, but as soon as you watch it, the first time once you watch it, then you have like 24 hours or 48 hours. You can watch it as much as you want. And then it's after the first time you watch it, you have like 24 or 48 hours before it will automatically delete.
Okay, I've got that app. I was thinking I could burn it with that app. I can't.
I'm sure that you could find programs to hack it, but and I used to do stuff like that. But honest truth, you end up doing more damage because there's so much spyware that they put in those apps that are made for hacking that it's harmful to your computer. It's not worth it.
Oh Lord.
I shouldn't say it's harmful to your computer, but it really slows your
Grammy still here or she left?
Pardon?
Is Grammy still here or did she left?
Well, she said she got stuck in the driveway.
That's why she left my stream. Oh.
Oh, she's still here. Well, Maniac, Grammy, I'll have to come up here and help you push it out.
Are you gonna do it with your shirt off?
A snowplow, Grammy. You need to get one of those, just a little snowplow like Gator's World got.
The Weather Channel said something about how to get rid of snow from your car.
How's that?
I can't remember. They said something about using. Crap, I forgot. They said it on the other day about how to prevent snow from getting to your car.
Put it inside the garage.
Yep.
Freezing. Hold on, let me look it up.
that carport that we made into a garage really helps.
They call it winter hex.
Kim, was it
You got that.
the guy that had a heated road, so his road, the snow and ice wouldn't stick to his driveway? Or maybe that was Iron Dog telling me about that.
All right, the Weather Channel said spray non-stick cooking spray on your shovel and the snow will come right off every time.
All right.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat so y'all can bookmark it.
Okay, now I'm going to add to that there, John. You can take that, spray it, if you have a satellite dish, you can spray that on your satellite dish too, and that keeps the snow from sticking to your satellite dish.
Okay. Do you have one?
A satellite dish?
Yeah.
I do have a couple of them. I've had this but I don't use them. I used them up in Alaska, and that's how I learned that trick. Now I'll tell you the problem with it by doing that. Here's the problem with using that stuff in the spring when the bugs start getting thick. Then you got to go wash that all off because the bugs will just cake and that'll block your satellite signal too.
And they say use spray WD-40 to keep a keyhole from getting frozen in the car.
Now, what works for rain on your satellite dish is Rain-X.
It says if your car gets stuck in snow, kitty litter or car mats can help you get out of a slick spot.
Yep. Yeah, kitty litter is really good for that.
Now, when I was working in the lumberyard, we used cement.
To spread out in front of your tires?
Well, you would put it on the tire. A lot of times we had trouble with tractor and trailers, you know. And we put that cement on that tire. As soon as that tire turned around, it would dry and it'd walk right out of there.
Ah, I hadn't heard of that.
And they said when you're done cooking a meal in the oven, leave the door open. The heat will fill the house instead of being wasted.
But it took two people because you had to do both tires.
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah, at the same time, and then you had to instruct the guy. Now apply a little power. Don't gun it because you'd spin it, you know.
Right.
You'd have to start over again. So if you had a driver that knew what he was doing, just apply a little power, and once that cement got on there and it dried, it'd walk right out of it.
Ah,
Oh, excuse me.
We'd either use sand mix or cement. Of course, you know, at the lumber
There was
yard, we had a bunch of it, so it didn't matter.
the cement would stick right to your tire.
Well, what it did, it would dry. You know, the snow gets wet when you spin. So you'd put it right there on the tires or in front of it. And then once it turned around there, it would make the tire and the snow dry. And it would get traction and come right out of it. And if you spun the tire, you had to stop and start over.
What's all that static?
Who?
I don't know. It's coming from John, I think.
Ah,
My fan's going.
Are you hot?
Mm-hmm.
But we use that cement a lot.
I would have to put that in the old noggin up here and remember that sometime.
And then, like when you was loading a truck, when you came up to the truck and set your load down, you couldn't back out. Now, if you was unloading it, you know, you'd go underneath your pallet or your bundle of lumber or whatever. And once you picked it up, you had to wait to come away from the truck. So if you was loading a truck, you had to pull up there and set your load down, get off, put cement underneath the tires so you could back up. Did that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. I just typed it to Grammy there.
Mountain water and apple juice.
Yeah. Come on over, Grammy, I'll share. Deanne, do you know what the difference between apple cider and apple juice is?
No.
Okay.
Hey, what is it?
Well, the only difference is apple juice is spun with the feed machine and apple cider is pressed. But it's still the exact same ingredients.
Well, the apple cider is fermented, isn't it?
The apple cider is just regular apple juice. It's not fermented. You can ferment it, but it's just fresh apple cider. Okay, girl, you can come up here. Come on. Come on, you want up. Okay, there you go.
There's stir fry.
Yeah, she likes to get up on the footrest up there by my feet. Yeah, I keep on saying I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll get it made tomorrow. I want to make a couple batches of, want to take some of this apple cider and put some cinnamon and maybe some jalapenos or habaneros or something in it. Give it a little bit of bite.
Put some cinnamon balls in it.
Some cinnamon balls?
Yeah, you take a quart of apple juice. You take 20 cinnamon balls, the old-fashioned round cinnamon balls, put in there, and a pint of whiskey. And wait until them cinnamon balls dissolve. Shake it every once in a while. And then put it in the fridge and let it cool off before you drink it. Oh, it is great. I made a video on it, cinnamon whiskey.
Okay, now, Grammy, what do you mean the Red Hots? You mean the little candy Red Hots? Put it in there?
Have a facial with Catlin.
Okay, John. You take care. Thank you for coming by.
Not a problem. I'm about to fall asleep in this chair.
Okay, well, don't fall and hurt yourself.
Trust me, everybody will hear a sound.
Be good.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, take care, John.
See y'all later.
Red Hots would be good if you like it hot. It would be really spicy.
That's what I would. I want to make it hot.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be the ticket.
That's why I was thinking of the jalapenos or the habaneros or something.
Oh, okay. I don't like that hot stuff.
Oh, I love hot food.
But I just buy them old-fashioned cinnamon balls. And you don't want to put it in the fridge while you're making it because they won't dissolve very quick.
Right. Yeah, you want it to be warm for things to dissolve and do the thing. But see, I was thinking about doing it as making it as a wine, just add the sugar and the yeast to it, let it ferment, but also have the cinnamon on in there and the peppers on in there at the same time.
Okay.
I just thought I'd give it a try. I have no idea what that would do. It's
But now you got that mountain water, that would probably work.
right. I could use mountain water to add it to it, but I'm just trying to create something different. It might be that that's what I'll end up having to do. Just make mountain water and then add the cinnamon and some apple cider to it and stuff in order to get the flavor that I'm going to try to get. But
My choice of poison is Canadian Mist. And I buy the Canadian Mist versus the Canadian Club because it's cheaper.
I like the fireballs. Those are good.
Oh, yeah. But see, I don't make it anymore because that just sends my sugar crazy.
Yeah.
It's bad enough to eat that coconut cake.
Well, see, now, I don't eat much sugar. I mean, other than my drinks, what it takes to make them. But outside of that, good night, Grammy. Outside of the what I drink, I love eating the pumpkin pies and the acorn squash pies that my wife makes and stuff like that. She generally doesn't make super sweet pies and stuff, and that's what I really like about the acorn squash. They're not so sweet. I'm not a huge sweet eater. Now, there are times when I just get a craving for ice cream. I want to eat a big old bowl of ice cream. I'm not going to say that I don't like sweets, but all in all, I can go weeks on end without sugar.
Well, see, that's one thing about being diabetic. You crave it. When you can't have it, you crave it.
Yeah, and I can have it, I just don't crave it.
Okay.
But I was told that I couldn't have it. Yeah, I understand where that craving would be, you know, because when somebody tells you can't, tells me something that I can't have it, that's when I want it.
Right. So I try to do it in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like my beer, you know.
Yep.
Because it's got a lot of sugar in it if you drink a lot.
Oh yeah, it does. All alcohol has a lot of sugar in it.
So I talked to the doctor about it, about drinking one. He said, well, can you drink just one? Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Is there any truth to that if it's unprocessed sugar, it doesn't affect a diabetic near as bad?
I don't know. If that was a question, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a question. I just wondered because I've been told that if it's pure sugar, unprocessed sugar, that it doesn't affect the diabetics like the processed sugars that we get.
I don't know.
I want to take my word on that. I mean,
Now, at night, right before I go to bed, I eat 2 spoonsful of honey. Just normal spoons, you know.
uh-huh.
I just dip it in there and eat 2 spoonsful of honey. It's supposed to help my sugar.
Okay.
What it does is, I read this on the internet, it spikes your sugar, and then in 2 hours it'll go down lower than normal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's natural.
Right. Yeah, honey would be a natural sugar. As
Right.
long as it's not that honey from China.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. I'd get locally grown honey if I was you for that. Or
Well,
raised honey.
I buy it from Walmart, so I don't know.
And that's probably from China. I'll tell you what, for real, Kim. You know, I would get the honey that's comes from your area, and it costs money. I mean, it's not cheap. You know, it's not cheap doing it that way. But here's the huge advantage why I like using the local honey is those bees are pollinating everything around here. That means that honey is made from the pollens that we have here. When I eat that honey, it builds up my immunity to the allergies that I get in the spring or in the fall. And when I'm eating my honey regularly, I have a whole lot less allergies.
You're probably right. Just a minute. Let me see what it says on the bottle.
Okay. Is there anybody else in here left, or is it just me and Kim? And Grammy took off, and John took off. Just wondering if anybody else is in chat. I can't see the numbers list on here. Shake and Bake is here. She's going to take a shower here. You need any help, Shake and Bake?
Oh, no.
I'll wash your back for you. See, I know the honey down here at Safeway, it comes from, it comes from somewhere else. It's not locally grown. So I won't even buy the honey from Safeway or Thriftway or Albertsons because they don't use local honey.
You can only go by what it says.
Right.
My sister picked this up for me at Sam's, which is wholesale from Walmart. And it says product of USA. Pure USA grade A product of USA. Clover honey.
So my guess it is here from the United States, but the next question is it being pollen, is it going to be beneficial for your allergies for your area though? Is it
Well, probably not. But that's not why I'm eating it.
Because there's different strains of clover. So is that clover the clover that you have in your areas? And not only they don't just pollinate clover, they pollinate other stuff too. So you get the immunities from the different.
Right. Now you got a point there, but I've never had trouble with allergies.
Mm.
And that's not why I'm eating it. I'm eating it because it helps me sleep and it's supposed to help my diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only time I eat it is we got one of these protection seals that you can't get. Oh, I hate these things. They give you a tab there to pull to open it. You pull the tab off, but
It's still don't want to open.
okay, here we go. I got to pour this in my jar. I got it. It tastes good on my fingers.
Yeah, I usually try to get. I usually try to get the and we have the clover honey here. We have blackberry honey, and we have wildflower honey. And I usually try to get the wildflower honey. If that's not available, then I get the blackberry, and the clover is the third one. And I say that only because those are the flavors. They have slightly different taste flavors to them, based on what they're pollinating.
Right. Hello, Amber. Sorry, I was opening up my bottle of honey.
She's in the shower.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she said she was going to take a quick shower. And she said back.
Oh, quick shower and she'd be back.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid and we was living out on what we called the farm, my dad was a beekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was messing with the bees, I couldn't even be in the yard. They loved to sting me. So when he went to work on the hives, of course, he had them way down away from the house. I had to stay in the house.
Uh-huh.
Now, after he brought it up and brought it in, I'd help clean the frames and the hives and stuff like that. And I eat the honey a lot. But man, they just eat me up.
We had neighbors, and we never did honey, and that's something I've thought about getting into here was start getting a couple or making a couple beehives and trying my hand at it. But I don't have any experience with it. But we had some neighbors that had honeybees, and when they separate the honey. They had all those, the regular, they were real wax combs. They have artificial wax combs or something that they use. But back then, I can remember he'd break off a big old chunk after he'd separate the honey, a big old chunk of that wax, and he'd give it to us. And that was still just like eating candy.
Yeah. Well, see, Dad had this thing that would heat the wire, and he would buy the cone, the platform for him to start making it. If you understand what I mean, and there was two wires, and he'd put it on under the one wire and over the other one, and he'd just touch it, and it'd melt that wax enough to where it'd stay in there. Okay, so then when you went to harvest the wire or the honey, it'd have that wire through there. And he'd clip it and heat that wire up on both ends, pull it right through. It'd pull out and it wouldn't tear up the honey. Then you'd cut around the frame and cut that chunk like you talking about. Oh man, it was great. Now we didn't have a separator. We just had it, we just cut the honey out, clean up the frame real good. We didn't have to boil it or whatever. We just had to clean it up, put new wire in it, and put a new piece of real thin beeswax. But it looked like the cone, and then they would take off from there and build it.
Okay, so they basically bees make their own honey or make their own wax too.
They will, but you got to help them. If you don't help them, then they're not as organized.
Okay.
When they
just to get them to organize it to go where you want the comb to grow at, basically.
Right. Like if they get in a tree, they'll make a piece here and make a piece here. It's not uniform like it is in the frame. Now, I heard somebody said that the way they do it, they just cut the cone and then they put it in one of them separators and spin it out. And then they'll just put that back in after the honey's out, the cone's still there, and they just put that back in the hive. So they don't have to replace it like what we used to do it. They'd never take the actual cone out other than what they'd cut off. And it would work.
I think I'd still want that wax.
Sure you would.
More wax each time. But you probably get a higher yield of honey this way, though.
Well, yeah, if you separated it.
Well, I mean, if they don't have to spend as much effort at making honey, making wax, they can spend more effort at making honey. So,
right, we would just buy the starter piece.
Yeah, one of those centrifugal spinners. What RPM do they have to get up to spin the honey out?
I don't know. We didn't have one. We were poor people.
Do they heat them up?
Dad was just little time at it,
Yeah.
He only had about 12 hives.
Do you know if they heated that honey up when they spin it? Just make it so it spin out easier?
No, you just, like I said, you just cut it. You just cut the top of it off.
I mean with the spinners, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you would just cut the top of it off. Like the frame, you just lay it down and cut that, and then it would start running. And you put that in the spinner and spin it.
But they don't have to.
It's going to come out. But I don't know how fast.
Huh?
I don't know how fast.
Do you know if they warmed it up any just to make it so it's
I
been out?
doubt. I mean, you wouldn't want it real cold, but they probably harvest it in the summertime. You don't go get it in the wintertime.
Right.
Hello, Peter.
Hey, Peter, welcome back. Shake and bake.
The only time that I remember Dad would go get it was in the hot summertime.
When the bees were the orneriest.
Yeah, but he would smoke them,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and he'd put his veil and his, his gloves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was some old men that he knew that was old hands at it. One of them is still alive now. His granddaughter is taking his uh, honey making over, and she sells it around here.
We used to have an old guy on the other side of town that raised honey or grew honey. And I mean, he had his honey from hives he placed them all over the valley out here. But he got old and retired, and I don't think any of the kids really took over it. And now it's big corporations coming on out there, and it's big money in it now.
Oh yeah, it can be. Well, my sister bought this. I paid her back, but this is 2.5 pounds. 2 bottles for $5.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
See, I pay for a bottle about that size. I pay about $15.
Yeah.
But to me, it's worth it when I'm able to get it from a small company that's local. I don't mind paying more money to somebody that's local because I know they got to make a living too.
Exactly.
I'd much rather spend $15 for a bottle that size and know that it's helping my community than $5 for some corporate Amber's running Peter off.
Here comes Amber with the water splashing.
Yeah.
Oh, it says sweat drops. Oh no, I haven't ate any of this yet. I got this little pint jar that had honey in it, and I just fill it up. That way it's got a big opening. And I get my spoon down in it easy.
Well, I heard that Walmart had some of the honey that came from China, and what I heard China was doing that some of it was real honey, but they were cutting it and putting mixing a synthetic honey with it too.
Okay, I'll watch that, Grizz. But this here, this says USA on it.
No, that's Japan. And by the way, I mean, Japan doesn't do the dirty under stuff that China does.
That's interesting that there's another USA.
Well, that's a city, and it's not USA, it's USA. No, it's not the same. It's periods used in the USA. There's no periods used in USA.
So, can they put product of USA and get it from China?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they do have
but there is. I mean, put it this way: yes, they can. And this is how they get around that. And I don't think that's the case with the honey, okay? But how they can get around it on some stuff is that, it's like some of our lumber. we export it to wherever, and they mill it, and then they sell that lumber back to us, and they say it's a product of the USA because it was grown here. But they manufactured it or whatever overseas. So I mean, they cut it overseas and stuff. So yeah, there are ways that they can get around that and still say it's a product of the USA. It's all in the wording, but I don't foresee them. I don't see them shipping a bunch of honey over to China to process it and then send it back to us. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. But I will watch that. But this here says product of USA. And like I said, I haven't tried this yet. I still got the 2 bottles.
Yeah. It'd be worth Googling and checking that out and see if you can find out easily. You know, I mean, find out something about the company and
Members Mark. That's the brand.
what's the brand name?
Members Mark. I don't know if you can read it. You might if I hold it still.
Just a second here. Let me remember his mark. Your US grade A product of USA. Okay, I see it.
But right there at the top, that's a brand name or the company. So anyhow, I finally got my can down. You'd be surprised how quick just 2 spoonsful a day that you eat that.
I'm Googling it right now to see what I can find out.
Does that work, Amber? You're letting the hair grow on your legs? I'm getting old enough the hair don't grow on my legs anymore.
Okay.
Well, Amber, how do you know how cold that is? Have you seen a dead witch's tits?
Okay, listen to this here, Kim. More than 3/4 of the honey sold in the United States grocery stores isn't exactly what the bees produce, according to testing done exclusively for Food Safety News. The result shows that the pollen frequently has been filtered out of products labeled honey. The removal of these microscopic particles from deep within the flower would make the nectar flunk and the quality standards set by most of the world's food safety agencies. The Food Safety Division of the World Health Organization, the European Commission, and dozens of others also have ruled that without pollen, there is no way to determine whether the honey came from the legitimate, safe source. In the U.S., the Food and Drug Administration says that any product that's been ultra-filtered and no longer contains pollen isn't honey. However, the FDA isn't checking honey sold here to see if it contains pollen. And then it goes through talking about the ultrafiltering and the stuff that they do on our honeys here.
Well, there's probably the same thing could be said for a lot of food that we get.
Yeah. That's why I try not to get much of the foods that we get at the stores. I try to grow and, get more of the stuff on our own. Because the nutrients aren't there anymore. And we have a huge rise in cancer. And I think it's directly from the food that we're buying at the stores.
That's probably true. Now, this probably don't mean nothing, but it does have a USA stamp right here, right above the finger. Can you see that?
Yeah, I seen it earlier.
Well, that's on the back. I showed you on the front.
Oh, okay, well, let me look again. Just a second. Let me bring the camera back.
Right above my finger.
Yeah.
It's kind of small. Let me read it to you.
But that doesn't mean that it's not being filtered.
Right. It don't mean shit. But this is what it says. Made in the USA, factory certified. USA. And like you just said, it's hard telling whether it's filtered or not. But what else am I going to do?
Yeah, well, that's why I try to buy from local, and it's hard to find. I mean, it's not like it's readily available. Not like I can go to the store. There's a little market about 20 miles away that I go to for hours.
There's a farm up there you can buy it.
Okay.
Somebody told me. You can buy it direct. I have to find out where that is. There's some local places around you can get it.
Well, at Walmart, they've got the honey with the comb in it.
That'd be false.
But you're still right back to the same thing that Grizz said. Well, Grizz, it's 10:30 for me.
Yeah, it's getting kind of late here too. It's 8:30 for me.
That's late for you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming on. Amber, I'm so sorry you was late getting on here, you and Peter, but I appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Grizz, you have a good night. I don't know why that Friends thing's not working. It'll probably work tomorrow. So
YouTube has things that they always have to fix quirks on.
all right. So may the peace and the power of the Lord be with you. Goodbye.
Get you later.